Welcome to Prince Short House. Exercise number 87 and 88, Sir Kailash Chandra. 140 words a minute. Be ready? Start. I would like to ask the government why the government has not put the provisions of the Plantation Labour Act into operation. Only certain portions of this Plantation Labour Act are now put into operation. What is the objection on the part of the government to put this entire Plantation Labour Act, all its provisions into operation? If this had been done, certainly some benefits would have been derived by the workers which the government is withhold at present. Particularly these tea garden owners take advantage of this. They not only exploit the laborers to the maximum extent but also put so many other difficulties in the life of the workers, wage cut, etc. When I say they cut the wages of workers, they effect the cut in wages not by direct cut in wages, but they increase the workload, taking advantage of the position in which the workers are now placed. For example, a certain amount as basic pay is given to the workers, but a far higher amount of work is got from them than what they used to do before. Now they have become bound to do more work. The workers pluck more tea today than they used to do before. Up till very recently, one worker was asked to pluck birds from 250 plants. Now he is asked to pluck from 400 plants. That is how they increase the workload. In certain tea gardens, 60 or 70% workload has been increased. This is generally going on. Government do not take any measures to check that increase in workload. Instead of utilizing this fund, the profits can be controlled. The government should ask the plantation owners to give more amenities such as residential facilities, free education to their children, facilities to plant in fallow lands, etc. Fallow lands are available in certain gardens. These workers should be given the facility to cultivate tapioca and other food materials so that they may meet their daily necessities. The government should ask these plantation owners to increase the wages of the workers and also to increase the wages of those workers who are as skilled workers. There is the factory labor inside plantation and there are field workers and there are so many other categories of labor. The government is not doing anything substantial for the workers. Sir, I find that something like 1.5 lakh of rupees have been granted to the Kerala government for welfare work among the plantation labor. So far as our experience goes, we never have the opportunity to come across such activities organized on behalf of the government. I do not know whether there is any such activity anywhere. On the contrary, there are certain measures taken under the Preventive Detention Act to fight the workers and to pelt stones at the meetings of the workers and also to employ police to lathi charge the workers. That is the sort of welfare activities they have been doing. But what we demand is that the government should see that the plantation owners are asked to pay higher wages to the workers and to improve their conditions of living. Now there are 1-room tenements, but the workers want 3-room tenements and they have not so far been provided with such facilities. I understand that the government have got some idea of having garden tenements in the states, but so far nothing has been done. We suggest that a part of these profits should be utilized for giving educational facilities to the children of the state laborers. Also the wages of the workers should be increased and all sort of facilities should be provided to the estate laborers. This is what I have to say. Mr. Deputy Chairman, I welcome this bill and I am very glad that the Honorable Minister has given the assurance that This increased cess will be utilized mainly for the improvement of the living conditions of the workers in these plantations. But I beg to submit, sir, that the price of tea is rising in the English markets, and I suggest that as good businessmen we should realize, and our government should realize, that if the price goes up beyond a certain limit, the consumption will be go down. We should not adopt a narrow policy and allow the price to go up by leaps and bounds. Of course, it does give some profit to the local planters and probably to our government directly or indirectly in the shape of income tax earned from these plantations. But as I said before, this is a short-sighted policy. The result will be that in the long run, if the price of tea goes beyond a certain limit, the consumer will not be able to adjust it within his family budget, and therefore the consumer will reduce his consumption of tea. There are other countries also which are taking up the production of tea, and we are finding everyday new competitors in the tea trade. Next para. I wish to suggest very seriously that if protection is to be given to any industry, particularly for the first time, the period of protection should be at least 2 years in the first instance, if not 3 years. My reasons for this suggestion are, in the first place, that when protection is given to any industry, it is on the basis of the recommendation of the Tariff Commission. Now, for instance, protection is given to an industry from 1st January 2005 for 1 year for the first time. The industry itself will not be able to know its real position, and it will not be able to feel its way. It must be in a position to feel its way. The object of giving protection is to enable the industry concerned to plan for its future production, to find out the possibilities of marketing its product, and also to build itself up to meet the domestic demand as it grows. Unless the industry concerned is able to stimulate the domestic demand, in which case it will have to step up its production, it will not be able to establish itself. So from this point of view, the industry ought to be given sufficient time to stabilize itself. From other point of view, if the protection given to an industry is to be continued or to be discontinued, the Tariff Commission will have to sit again and report on the real position of the industry concerned, and will have to start its inquiry within a period of, say, 6 months after the protection was first given. That seems to me rather very curious, because the industry itself will not be able to know exactly what is position in regard to production is. I illustrate my point with regard to one of the industries which are listed in this note. Take for instance the titanium dioxide industry. This industry started production in the year 2001. It is a new industry, and it consumes the essential raw materials available in the country, but it was not able to make such progress from 2001 to 2003. It was because it was not able to make any headway. The Tariff Commission recommended protection to it from the end of 2003 or the beginning of 2004 after making due inquiry. Now the industry is given protection only for 1 year, that is to the end of this year. The Tariff Commission has got to make an inquiry once again. The industry does not know exactly what its real position in the country is. This is a very peculiar kind of industry. It has got to face competition from huge procedures in the world market. It is in a position to establish itself, it given sufficient protection and opportunity. If the industry does not know exactly what its future is going to be, it cannot make any plans either in regard to production or marketing, or in regard to the possibilities of stimulating the demand for the product. So I suggest that when protection is given to any industry for the first time, it must be at least for a period of 3 years, so that it may know exactly whether it can stimulate demand and whether it can produce sufficient quantity to meet the local demand. Otherwise, the industry will not be able to establish itself. Sir, there is another point of view also. It is seen from the note supplied to us that in the case of several industries, protection has been given altogether for a period of say 4 or 5 or 6 years, not at one stretch but in installments. The effect of giving protection to an industry in installments, say for a year, is not the same as the cumulative effect of protection given to an industry for a continuous period of 3 years. If it is given for say 3 years at a stretch, it will be able to make its program for the future regarding protection, etc. So, I seriously suggest that though as a matter of fact in the case of several industries protection has been given for a long period in installments, the protection ought to be given in the first instance at least for a period of 3 years. Otherwise, as in the case of this titanium dioxide industry, it will not be able, I am sure, to meet competition from outside, and it will not be able to stand on its own feet if it is given protection only for 1 year. So, I suggest very seriously that protection given to any industry ought to be in the first instance at least for a period of 3 years. Coming to this note circulated, I find that in the case of the calcium chloride industry, it is proposed to continue the protection to this industry as suggested by the Tariff Commission. Stop.